Well, good morning, gentlemen. Today's going to be a little bit of a different video than normal. I wanted to share with you guys, I've had a few questions about how I go about packing, lighting, and smoking my tobacco pipe. So, I wanted to come up with a quick video on just a little bit of the details of how I do it. Everybody smokes tobacco pipes differently, and you can find a lot of good resources around YouTube, but I wanted to give you kind of an idea of how I pack and smoke my tobacco pipes. So today I'll be smoking out of this Salvinelli estate pipe. I picked this up at this is one of the first, actually I think this may have been the first tobacco pipe I ever purchased. I picked it up at a thrift store or something like that, and it has the balsa. It takes the balsa wood filters, and I love the way the balsa wood filters filter out the smoke rather than the normal filters that some tobacco pipes take. And today I will be smoking my Eccentric. It's a really good Signature Series blend by George Jensen. I want to talk a little bit about the tools and stuff that I have. It's very simple. You have your tobacco pipe, you have your tobacco, and then you really only need two tools. You need, this is a tri-tool. It has a little tamper here and a shovel or a spoon to scrape out some tobacco, and then it has a pick. That's all you need. You can pick those up for a couple bucks at your local tobacco shop. And then you have any sort of soft flame lighter. I use a soft flame butane lighter. And other than that, that's really all you need to get started smoking a tobacco pipe. Not only is extremely enjoyable and relaxing, but it's extremely cheap compared to cigarettes, and you don't have that addictive quality like cigarettes have. Well, I always also have a drink with me. Today it's just a flavored water, believe it or not. So this Eccentric actually comes in a pressed cake. So it will come in a cake form like this, pressed and aged. I've already, just for sake of time in this video, I've taken some of that tobacco and rubbed it out, is what we call it, where we kind of rub it out into a flake. And I can kind of show you that if you want. Tobaccos come in different cuts. You'll have to, whatever tobacco you choose, most of it's going to be like ribbon cut for your aromatics. A lot of my Virginia blend or Virginia Perique blends and things like that, and English blends, they come in cakes. A lot of the ones that I like, I don't know. I don't think it's the particular press that I like. I think it's the mix of tobacco. But I've already rubbed this out and kind of given it some dry time, just a little bit of dry time. It really didn't need it, but when there's a cake, sometimes the middle of that cake can be moist, too moist to light. So without further ado, I'm going to show you how I pack it. I've got my pipe here, and I always kind of spread open the wrapper, and I kind of collect it all right there. You can do this on a sheet of paper. You can have a leather pipe tobacco tray, should I say. But I just like to do it right in the bowl just for sake of time. And I haven't got me one of those leather trays yet. Eventually I might get one. It would be nice. But basically I'm just going to take the tobacco and I rub out any large pieces that I see anymore, and I like a nice fine tobacco. I don't like big chunks in there. But I'll take a little bit and I'll kind of sprinkle it in there. Now there's a couple different ways you can do this. I like to sprinkle it till it's overflowing, like that. You can see that it is overflowing, but I haven't pressed it down. And you can either take your tamper and press it all in there. I just take my finger because I've learned kind of how hard to press. And I guess you could say I use, if you've watched Mutton Chop Piper's videos, I think everyone uses that particular style of packing. So I do a really loose pack. I'm talking, I barely even, I don't push down hard. I just kind of get it in there, and then I go with another nice little pinch full, and I make sure I overflow it, and then I give it another pack, and this one's a little bit harder than the last one. I'm not jamming it in there. And usually this is where I'll test. I'll do a test draw. So it's about where I want it, see? Now, normally you'll do a third pack, but this one really didn't need it. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of tobacco on the top and pack it down. What you're wanting is, you're wanting more of almost, I know Mutton Chop Piper says it's like a milkshake consistency. It's just a little bit of drag on that draw. You don't want it to come through like you're puffing on, like you're just puffing through a straw with air. You want a little bit of resistance there, but not a lot. And you'll figure it out. You might have to do it 10 or 12 times before you figure out how much of a draw you want. It's all going to be subject. That's what I like about pipe tobacco. It's all subject to however you like to smoke. So now that we have it all packed up, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. And I left a piece there, but I'll throw that out. And lay my tape down flat so it'll fit back in here. And then I'll set that off to the side. I'll just set it right there. And now what I like to do is get it all even at the top without pressing it down too hard. And then I do what's called a false light, or a first light, or whatever you want to call it. Basically, you just char the top. You'll notice the tobacco will expand, and that's just due to the moisture in it. But it'll probably expand up, so that's why it's called the false light. It's because you're not actually lighting it. You're lighting it on fire, or you're charring the top. But this isn't what you're actually going to be smoking the whole time, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So I go ahead and light my lighter here. If you notice, I wasn't putting the flame straight to it. I was holding the flame above it and then drawing the air through, and that brings the flame down. I also kind of move the flame around, and I watch, and I want all of this tobacco on top to be charred. Now the tobacco has risen. If you can see, it's kind of risen up. So I'm going to very lightly pack it back down. Sometimes I do this while I'm still puffing on it. And that's our false light, or our char light. And now I'm pretty much ready to smoke. Now I'll light it again. I'll take my time, get it all nice and red, like red coals. And that will be what's burning, and then the smoke from that burning travels through the tobacco up the stem, and that's what gives me the flavor. I'm not smoking burnt tobacco. And that's exactly how I light my pipe. Now I'll wait, and in about 10 minutes, about 10 minutes after I start smoking, I'll usually tamp it down or knock out some ashes and tamp it down and light it again. And that kind of keeps the hot coals on top of the tobacco, because like I said, it's always expanding. And there's different ways you can do this, and you'll find your own rhythm. There's no right or wrong way to smoke a pipe. It's all subjective, and this is just the way that I like to do it. That is some good blend right there. Now there's a couple different kinds of tobacco that you can smoke. You can smoke your aromatics, which are ones that have a flavoring, a topping, a casing, something that flavors the tobacco other than the tobacco itself. You have your English blends, your Balkan blends, your Scottish blends, your American blends. You've got all different kinds. Your vapors and things like that. And you'll find which ones you like and which particular blend you like. I've discovered that I like Latakia. I like Perique. I love Burley. I can smoke straight Burley all day long and it's not going to bother me. What I've discovered is I actually like Burley blends that are aromatic. So if you take Burley and you add a cherry topping to it, or something like that, or a maple topping, it just hits me the right way. And you may hate Burley blends, but like I said, everything's subjective. Finding your cadence is also one thing that took me a while to do. And what I mean by cadence is your rhythm of breathing. How often you puff on it, how you can kind of feel and tell if it's going out or if you need to let it rest for a few seconds, because you don't want it to burn. You want that char to stay charred, but you don't want to burn the tobacco and get the bowl and the tobacco too hot, or else it's just going to taste like hot ash the whole time, and it's terrible. A good packed bowl will take you 45 minutes, an hour to smoke normally. I have smaller bowls, smaller corncob pipes that I smoke on my breaks at work, and they take about 25 if I'm puffing really fast, and I do sometimes. But I'll smoke my aromatic blends, that way I don't taste a lot of ash in there. And some people will tell me it's a terrible thing to do, it's wrong, but it's my way of doing it, and that's what matters. If you want to taste hot ash, you can puff away like a freight train. But if you haven't, I encourage you to watch my video on why I smoke tobacco pipes, and I'll link that up in the description right now. And if you haven't already, like this video and subscribe to the channel. I do talk about pipe smoking a lot, but I also talk about everyday, general, manly things. Different advice that I have, or questions that I get asked, or situations that I come up upon that I want to give my insight on. I try and come out with new videos 4 or 5 days a week, so you guys will have plenty of content to watch. And I try and do one tobacco-related video every week. Now, I'm always smoking my tobacco pipe in my videos normally, or a cigar, and I'll let you know what I'm smoking, or what type of pipe I'm smoking out of, or why I'm smoking that particular blend that day. So I encourage you guys to think about subscribing to the channel, and comment down below if you have any questions, or if you're new to pipe smoking. I'd love to know if you're new to pipe smoking, or how long you've been smoking a pipe. I've only been smoking for about 5, 6, 7 years now, I think. Sometimes I lose track of time how long I've been smoking a pipe. But I enjoy it. It's relaxing, and like I said, I have a whole video on why I smoke tobacco pipes over on the channel. So I appreciate you guys watching today. And I'll see you guys in for another video. I hope this was educational and kind of answered some questions, because I know some people had been asking if I could do a video on how I pack my pipe, or how I go about smoking my tobacco pipe. So I'll post this one and probably make another something similar like it. and I will see you guys for another video. Have a good day, gentlemen.